Ladies and gentlemen, when you stop contacting a man, the first thing you'll notice is that he will start to feel the absence of your presence. Men, like anyone, get used to patterns and routines. When you're suddenly no longer part of his daily thoughts, texts, or calls, it creates a void. That void is uncomfortable for him because it forces him to confront his feelings honestly. If he truly values you, he will begin to think more about the moments you shared, the conversations, the laughter, and the connection that he once took for granted. He may start replaying your interactions in his mind, trying to understand why you've pulled away. When you stop contacting a man, the first thing he will experience is the sudden awareness of your absence. Men, like anyone, become accustomed to patterns and routines in relationships, and when one element of that pattern disappears, it creates a noticeable gap in their daily life. He will start to realize how much he relied on your presence, whether through calls, texts, or casual interactions, and the lack of these interactions can make him feel unsettled. This absence forces him to confront emotions that he may have ignored when communication was constant, because the comfort of your availability masks the depth of his feelings. The initial reaction can vary from confusion to subtle frustration, but it always comes from a place of noticing something missing. Even if he tries to convince himself that he is fine, the mind naturally gravitates toward what has been taken away. Thoughts of you may appear unexpectedly during mundane activities, making him aware of your influence on his day-to-day life. He may start replaying memories, conversations, or moments shared, analyzing them in ways he never did before. This reflection often leads to an internal acknowledgement of your value and the emotional impact you have had. The more he notices the absence, the more he begins to recognize patterns of dependency or comfort he had built around your presence. It can create a sense of longing that grows incrementally, as each day without communication reinforces the gap. Even attempts to distract himself with work, hobbies, or friends may fail to completely fill the space your absence has created. The realization that your presence is missing can trigger a heightened awareness of the connection you shared and the role you played in his life. This stage is often subtle but profound because it does not immediately manifest as outward action. Instead, it begins internally, shaping his thoughts, emotions, and eventual behavior. He may notice small details he previously overlooked or underestimated, from the way you made him feel, understood, to the comfort your words provided. The emptiness created by your withdrawal becomes a mirror, reflecting what he truly values, showing him that your presence was significant in ways he may have taken for granted. This phase sets the foundation for the next steps in his emotional journey, where curiosity, reflection, and longing begin to take form in response to the gap you have created. Once he begins to notice your absence, curiosity naturally starts to take over his mind. Men are wired to pay attention to what they cannot have or what is suddenly out of reach, and when you stop contacting him, it triggers a sense of mystery and intrigue. He will find himself wondering about your life, your thoughts, and whether you are thinking about him in the same way he is thinking about you. Every small detail becomes amplified. He may notice the times you used to reach out, the topics of your conversations, or even tone in which you spoke, analyzing each one for meaning. This curiosity often starts subtly, perhaps as a passing thought or a glance at your social media activity, but it can quickly grow into a consistent preoccupation. The absence you've created forces him to pay attention in a way he never did before, because when something is constantly present, it is easy to take it for granted. The mind tends to fill gaps, and he may begin imagining what you are doing, who you are with, or how you are feeling, projecting scenarios that heighten his awareness of your significance. This stage is often accompanied by a mix of emotions, including longing, concern, and even mild anxiety, because uncertainty naturally creates tension. He may feel compelled to seek signs of your interest or signals that you are thinking of him, interpreting small actions or changes in behavior as meaningful. Curiosity also pushes him to evaluate his own feelings and desires, as the absence forces him to confront what he really wants from the relationship. He may replay conversations or interactions in his mind, trying to decode messages he previously overlooked, or he may compare his own responses to yours, recognizing patterns that reveal his emotional attachment. This growing curiosity can lead to subtle attempts to reconnect, such as liking your posts, commenting casually or finding reasons to cross paths, even if he does not directly reach out. The psychological effect of curiosity is powerful because it creates a magnetic pull towards you without you having to initiate anything. Every unanswered message, every missed call, every day without contact strengthens the intrigue, making him more aware of the emotional space you occupy in his mind. This stage shapes his perception of the relationship and amplifies the importance of your presence as absence transforms into a tool that makes him think, reflect, and become emotionally more attuned to what he may have previously overlooked. When a man starts to feel your absence and becomes curious about your life, the next step often leads him into reflection. This is the stage where he begins to examine not just your absence, but his own behavior and the dynamics of your relationship. He may start questioning whether he truly appreciated the time and energy you invested in him, or whether he took your presence for granted. Reflection can be triggered by subtle feelings of discomfort, as the emptiness you've created forces him to confront thoughts he might have ignored while communication was constant. He may replay past interactions, analyzing moments where he could have been more attentive, kind, or present, and noticing patterns in how he responded to your needs. This self-examination often makes him aware of his own shortcomings, highlighting areas where he may have failed to show sufficient care or effort. As he reflects, he may also consider the nature of the connection you shared, evaluating its depth and significance. E might compare it to other relationships or interactions he has had, realizing that what you offered was unique and perhaps more valuable than he initially recognized. This introspection is often accompanied by a mixture of emotions, ranging from regret and guilt to longing and desire, as he processes the realization that your absence has created a void that cannot easily be filled. He may ask himself whether he truly understands your needs, your expectations, and the emotional support you provided, which can lead to a deeper awareness of the role he plays in the relationship. Reflection also encourages him to consider the consequences of his actions or inactions and how they may have affected the connection between you. It can inspire a shift in perspective, allowing him to see the relationship not as a series of routine interactions, but as a meaningful bond that requires attention, effort, and respect. The more he engages in this reflection, the more he may recognize the importance of communication, mutual understanding, and emotional reciprocity. He might begin to strategize ways to reconnect, not just superficially, but with genuine intention to improve his behavior and demonstrate that he values the relationship. Reflection creates a critical turning point because it moves him from passive awareness to active consideration of how he feels, what he wants, and whether he is willing to adjust his approach to preserve or deepen the connection. As time passes and your absence continues, the emotional pull and longing within a man begin to intensify. When someone becomes accustomed to your presence and suddenly experiences a void, it creates a sense of tension that cannot easily be ignored. He will feel an internal tug, a subtle but persistent reminder that something important is missing from his life. This longing is often amplified by the awareness that you are no longer readily available, which makes him more conscious of the value of your time, attention, and energy. He may begin to notice how frequently he thought about reaching out, or how many moments he expected your messages, calls, or responses to fill his day. The longer the distance persists, the stronger the pull becomes, because absence forces emotions to surface that were previously dormant or overlooked. Thoughts of you may occupy his mind more frequently, and even seemingly unrelated activities can trigger memories, making him aware of the emotional connection that remains despite the lack of contact. This stage often brings mixed feelings, as longing is accompanied by frustration, curiosity, and sometimes even a sense of helplessness. He may find himself wanting to reach out but restraining himself, either out of pride or uncertainty, which only heightens the intensity of his emotions. The absence highlights the patterns of dependence he may have developed on your presence, whether consciously or unconsciously, and makes him reflect on the comfort, joy, and validation he received from your interactions. Over time, this emotional pull can manifest in subtle behaviors, like checking on you indirectly through social media, paying attention to mutual acquaintances, or becoming more aware of shared experiences that once felt ordinary. The longing may also prompt him to consider what it would take to reconnect, to reestablish a sense of closeness, and to prove that he values the relationship in a way that matches the depth of his feelings. In some cases, this intensity can lead to increased emotional clarity, allowing him to distinguish between temporary desire and genuine attachment. It may also spark a willingness to confront personal weaknesses or mistakes as the desire to bridge the gap between you grows stronger. The more he feels this pull, the more the absence you created works as a catalyst, revealing the importance of the connection, the depth of his emotions, and the true significance of your role in his life, shaping how he perceives both you and the relationship. The way a man responds to your absence ultimately reveals his true intentions and priorities. When you stop contacting him, his actions, or lack of them, become a reflection of how much he values the connection and what place you hold in his life. A man who is genuinely invested will find ways to show it, even without constant communication. He may reach out with more thoughtfulness, take the initiative to make plans, or express himself more sincerely than before because your absence has highlighted the importance of the relationship. His behavior becomes more deliberate as he recognizes that effort is required to maintain or rebuild what he may have previously taken for granted. On the other hand, a man who is not truly committed may continue to do very little, revealing that his previous involvement was superficial or convenient. In such cases, the distance you create acts as a test, showing you where his priorities truly lie. Actions like consistently checking in, making time for meaningful interaction, or showing concern for your well-being demonstrate that he values the connection beyond casual interest. The absence you create also forces him to confront his own feelings and make decisions that reflect his genuine intentions. Some men may realize that they have been complacent or distracted, and the gap motivates them to step up and show appreciation, effort, and respect. Others may struggle to act, exposing a lack of emotional investment or clarity about what they want. This stage is crucial because it differentiates between temporary attraction and long-term commitment, between passing interest and authentic care. The way he chooses to respond underlines his willingness to prioritize the relationship and indicates whether he is capable of sustaining emotional intimacy and reciprocity. Observing his actions provides insight not only into his feelings, but also into his character, revealing patterns of responsibility, consistency, and accountability. The absence you create becomes a mirror that reflects his true priorities, highlighting whether he values you for who you are or simply for convenience. Over time, these behaviors and choices paint a clear picture of his intentions, showing whether he is ready to invest in the relationship in a meaningful way or whether he will remain passive, indifferent, or self-centered. Ultimately, the distance allows you to see him clearly, separating genuine commitment from superficial interest and understanding the role he is willing to play in your life.